Welcome to Virtual Antics, your go-to podcast for digital entrepreneurs, powered by Nandora.org and NG Virtual Assistant. We're here to guide you through every aspect of business, from networking to lead generation and so much more. Get ready to thrive in the virtual world with expert insights and our all-in-one solution, Nandora, where creating a digital business becomes a breeze. Let's dive in and revolutionize your business journey together. Welcome back to the Virtual Antics podcast. As always, I'm your host, Natalie Guzman. And today I have an amazing Carina Lawson with me. She is a business efficiency consultant, executive mentor, certified high performance coach, and the founder of sustainable luxury stationery brand, Ponderlily Paper and Planners. Welcome, Carina. How you doing today?
All right, thank you so much for having me, Natalie. I'm thrilled to be here. I listened to your podcast and I'm looking forward to our conversation today. And hopefully we can get into some really juicy, meaningful topics for your audience.
Well, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it so much. I hope this is a podcast where people can learn and be inspired. And so I'm so excited to hear your story. So can you tell us a little bit about how Ponderlily came to be and a little bit about you?
Yeah, of course. So my background is I'm a business analyst by training, and I've always worked in operations management in the banking industry or in higher education institutions. And there came a time in my life, like not long after I had my twins, and I found myself overscheduled. I was overweight. I was just over how I was leading, like taking care of my time, but I was successful. And I just thought there had to be a better way to lead my life rather than my family getting the rest of me and then other priorities getting the best of me. Right. So I really wanted to make sure that that wouldn't happen to my own children and that wouldn't happen to my friends and family as well. So I was on a mission one night while I was putting my twins to bed, and within 15 minutes, I would send an email here or Google there. And I launched my company from my kids' nursing chair because I'm really passionate about empowering women make empowered decisions with their time. And it doesn't have to be an and or situation. You don't just have to work and or take care of the kids, right? There is a happy medium, and there is a happy medium if you don't want to do any of those things either, right? So I just really want to help people give and guard their time and be at their best and feel joyful instead of being frustrated with interruptions and have no fun in their life. And so I created a planner to help people do that. And I felt that at the time, like, okay, this is really going to help. And it was helpful to many people, thousands of people, in fact. But I really wanted to go a step further and be able to provide them with support. So now I do productivity and time management coaching.
Oh, that is amazing. I'm also a mom that started my business when my daughter was I was in labor when I got my first client. And so I can definitely appreciate trying to run a business and, have your family and not be one or the other or feel like you're sacrificing. My husband is in law enforcement, so he works crazy hours. Lately, he's been working from 6 a.m. to like 11 p.m. It's been insane. And being a business owner has allowed me to be there for my family, we have cheer and baseball at the same exact time. And I'm able to take them to both of those and figure out a way, right? And a lot of that comes with scheduling and planning and also creating those times. I think a lot of times, especially as women business owners, we don't schedule a time for our family or like to really just focus, like not have your phone near you, not have your laptop on you, just like focus on your kids and like play baseball with them or do or homework. And I was catching myself like looking at my phone and then helping answer a homework question. And my attention was so divided that I was making mistakes. I was stressed out. I was short tempered, right? Because my brain was not switching as fast as things were happening. And so I love that you create a planner to help productivity and organize things. Do you have like any organization, just tips off the top of your head that might help women that are maybe stay-at-home moms and trying to be business owners?
Absolutely. So, remembering why you want to start your business, or why you started it in the first place is what's really going to guide you to make value-driven decisions. So, for example, a lot of the clients I work with, they say, I really want to start my business and I want to look after my health. And I ask them, how are you looking after your health now? And then there's a silence. So we really like work on writing down our values and living them every day. I personally write my goals and my values every single day on a small piece of paper or in my planner right before I start work. So every decision that I make is always top of mind and it's aligned with what I really feel in my head. And I get my head to what I really feel in my heart, and I get my head to follow, if that makes sense. So then it becomes very clear what to say yes to and what to say no to. And then, so that's what I would suggest, for people to really dig deep down. It's like, what do I actually value? How is that showing up in my calendar? And starting a business, how can I then demonstrate this value to other people? When that happens, honestly, like it just becomes everything aligns in your favor, and you're able to find a place where ease and efficiency meet,
Yeah, that's amazing. And, I think a lot of it is, we are caught up in the day-to-day things. Like we handle them as soon as they show up. But if we really know what our values are, what our goals are, that is what is actually going to have us do the right to-dos and delegate exactly what needs to be delegated. Because if we know what we're trying to reach in our goals and our values, then we know that the tasks that don't align with those goals and values, we don't need to do. I always
Yeah.
tell, I think the hardest part about one, being a mom, but two is being a business owner, is that delegation, like delegating to my team so I have the time to do that, or delegating to my husband, being like, hey, I know you really worked really hard today, but could you just wash like 4 dishes, just to get something off my plate, has been like a huge help for me. And so I love that you said start with the goals and the values. What are some things that your planner, maybe helps people organize or segment or make clear in their mind?
Essentially, like one of the reasons why I wanted to create a planner that was different from others was so that people's well-being became top of mind, because that's the first thing, especially like when you are a business owner and you're passionate about what you do. The first thing to go out of the window is your health and your well-being, hands down. Right? Because it's like, oh, let me just send this email real quick. Oh, let me just do this other thing. One of the things that makes our planners really different is that the to-do list section, which most people are like, oh yeah, make that super big, super large, and like, so that I can write down all the things. I made it smaller on purpose because, like I said earlier, like if you have your values crystal clear, if you know what your goals are, there shouldn't be that many things that you add to your to-do list that drive you like just a little bit towards that goal, right? So there's not going to be any space for the things that drive you away from those goals. Changing the fonts on your website, for example, and I know I've been guilty of this in the past, is not necessarily going to help you get towards your goal, which is like perhaps to launch your new offer, to launch your new business. You can fix the fonts later, right? So one of the things that we do is just make the to-do list smaller. And then the other thing that I find super important is having a section where you can write down your intention for the day. And to different people, that might mean different things. But to me, an intention is a plan of action, is a plan to start. So how do I want to lead my day is what goes down on paper for me. So one of the intentions that I use most often is that I lead my day with grace and presence. And so that guides how, even if my day gets out of hand, because you can't control things that happen, knowing that I've written that down, like that tends to get my mind to remember how I want to be, and that drives how I react. So I react from a place of like being of a proactive place rather than a reactive place, if that makes sense. Instead of like, it will get you just that one split second where you need to think like, oh, hang on a second, this is how I would want to respond, so that you don't feel badly about responding to certain things. And I find that's been really helpful to people who use our planners. And because that they can take care of their mindset, they can take care of their to-dos, and they can have supportive habits. And we have a habits tracker that allows them to keep that top of mind as well. Our planners are not overly prompted because I believe in the power of the fact that productivity is personal, right? The way that I manage my day may not necessarily be the same way that you manage your day. And there are different reasons for different seasons, right? So when my kids were much younger, there was a need for me to be a lot more hands-on with my parenting. Right now, while I'm still hands-on with my parenting, I might not necessarily need to put their shoes on. So there's less time that's needed for me at home from that respect. So that's one way that our planners are helpful. The other thing is that it has a notebook attached to it, so you don't have to carry two things. And it has like a perforated page, so you can take that page with you if you need to go somewhere, or if your kids happen to draw on it. I know mine used to do that when they were little. I can tear that out and put that on the fridge.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I have my little note things here. Here, I'll show you. So I have these little post-it notes.
Yeah.
My daughter's handwriting on this one.
Oh.
So I love that they could just tear it off. We can hang it on the fridge, or we can give it to them, and it doesn't have to stay in the notebook because I'm afraid to tear off the whole spine. That is so cool. And yeah, I love a good planner, and I think I'm definitely gonna check yours out because I haven't found one that really fits me, especially with being a mom and a business owner. I feel like I have to-dos that are like family related, and then I have to-dos that are my business goals. And I feel like those are very two separate lists for me. How would I organize that in your planner?
Sure. So I love that question because I use my planner to organize that. So we've got like a calendar spread. So first of all, I love the fact that I've included like basically motivational quotes for every month. There's a monthly roadmap that allows you to segregate like your wellness goals, your relaxation goals, your friends and family goals, your financial goals, and what you want to do with at home and any projects that you have. Because how many times, especially as business owners, we take on way too many projects, but they kind of just start happening and the to-do list just gets fuller, but one might be making more progress than the other. And this just helps you keep yourself accountable. Okay, this month I want to finish my website and I want to finish my funnels, for example. And then you know that you just have to flip to that one page. It's not going everywhere, and that becomes like your monthly dashboard. Next, we've got the monthly spread, and it has an area of focus, and that's actually where I put like all my financial goals, my social media tracker. So again, it's all in one page, and I use it to map out my email marketing because like that's really important, and that's one of the things that used to stay in the back burner for me. So I actually mark down when my emails are going to go out. Social media, it's every day for me, so I don't need to write that down anymore, but I know exactly when my content needs to go. And I like having one place, and I still haven't found a tool that does this, but one place where I can see all my email marketing, all my social, and any other promotions that I have. Like I still go back to pen and paper. There's some things which are automated, and I use Asana as a project management tool. But again, as a business analyst, I know that process always comes before the tech. So I like to have things mapped out on paper first, and then I just put it on like my project management tool, that one process that needs to be automated to a T. And then next I've got the weekly goals, and that's when I break down what I've written on my monthly calendar and I go into the weekly, and then that goal becomes a lot more manageable. Personally, I use a theme day for each day of the week. I know that I've got my hour one every Sunday. That's when I plan everything out, and my hour done, which is every Thursday. I think Brooke Castillo came up with this method, and I really like it because it holds me accountable. Because as entrepreneurs, you don't necessarily have a boss. You are the boss, and that can be wonderful when things are going extremely well. Not so wonderful when something happens in your business and you feel you want to shy away from making a decision. And some of the productivity messaging that you see out there, Natalie, is like, quit your 9 to 5 and, you know, 0 to 6 figures. And I get it. Some people may wish to quit their 9 to 5. However, I want to make sure for those of you who are listening, you're still going to have those hard conversations in business, right? You're still going to have those customers who, don't agree with some of your policies. You're going to have to stand up and actually be very assertive and make those calls which are not popular. Also, because you're so passionate about your business, you might be working overtime. That might interfere with your sleep. That will have 100% an effect on your decision-making skills. So being able to make quality decisions that even with a planner or a piece of paper, right, you can manage your business, keep your finger on the pulse and keep it moving north. That's entirely up to you. And that's what I love talking. I could talk about this for ages, but I love talking about the hard decisions that you're going to have to make, how you're going to give and guard your time. And whatever planning method works for you that will allow you to be assertive, that will chase those goals that you've set out to do, that will, however you're going to hold yourself accountable, do that.
That's awesome. That is amazing. So can you tell us where we can find your planner and more about you? We'd love to follow you on socials.
Oh, great. Absolutely. So you can find our planners at ponderlily.com, or you can talk to me directly at We Are Ponderlily. Although I don't post a lot on social media, I love talking in the DMs. I send voice notes to our clients all the time whenever they reach out, when somebody has questions. So happy to do that.
Awesome. I'll make sure I put that in the show notes. And thank you so much for coming on the show. I've had a blast and I can't wait to check out your journal because that sounds definitely like something I need.
Amazing. Thanks, Natalie.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys next time.